Hey guys, I'd like to welcome you to the Kortex Media Podcast, where we navigate the fast-paced world of automotive and more. I'm your host, Korson Schmidt, founder at Kortex Media, a growth partner helping automotive companies grow by creating custom plans so they can hit their goals. Today's guest is Eli Doran, co-founder of Kart AV, a pioneering company bringing autonomous low-speed vehicles to life at golf courses, airports, business campuses, and more around the globe. Eli's tech journey spanned nearly 5 decades, from founding Radvision, the world's first internet video conference provider that went public and was later acquired, to developing cloud video control centers at Conesta. Eli turned his entrepreneurial energy to Kart AV at age of 68, founding the company in 2020 to tackle complex challenges in driverless mobility. It's great to have you on, Eli.
Thank you very much, Korson. It's a pleasure to be here.
No worries. So, in the introduction there, I kind of touched on your background. You have a very long background in video technology, but what was that first spark of inspiration behind building Kart AV and a company in the autonomous vehicle space?
Okay, so me and my partner, we worked together in a previous company named Radvision, and we knew the investor in that company, who is at that time invested in mobility. And we asked him, we always look for challenges, and we asked him, so what do you think will be the challenge? And he said, you know what, autonomous vehicle, this was in 2019. And he said, people are thinking that autonomous vehicles will be around next few years, and I think that it will take more than 10 to 15 years. But if you can come with a solution that will be faster, then I'm ready to invest in you. He is the most legendary investor in Israel. I'm in Israel, by the way. I didn't say that before. And we try to figure out what is the reason that it takes so much time. And we came out with a few reasons, but the most two of them were, one, the high speed. When you drive in high speed, there are few things that happen. A, you need to look very far in order to be able to stop. The stopping distance is longer. Sure. Indeed, it is by the square of the speed. And the second thing is the chaotic of the street. One more thing about the speed is that you also need to look very far, so everything in your sensors is small. So you need a very powerful computer in order to identify these are small pixels that you see in the sensors. Mm-hmm. So we came out with the thought that if we will find a solution that is low speed and not in the public area but more in a managed area, then it could be a very good start, and we can come with a solution fast enough, and then with time and improvement of technology, we can grow to more complex environments. So we looked who is driving low speed and where, and we came out with a golf cart in managed area, same as what you have described, like resorts, campuses, retirement communities, airport, and so on. So this was the background.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I love how you guys kind of started off a little bit smaller. You guys start off a little bit slower to build that technology, to develop it, to test it out, and eventually move into a faster moving vehicle. So I love how you guys kind of started small, and now you're moving your way up by testing these technologies, testing these cameras, what's working, what doesn't work, until you guys get to those higher speed vehicles. I know we've kind of given quite the overview of Kart AV, but do you mind taking it one step deeper and giving us an overview on kind of exactly what you guys offer, what you guys do at Kart
Okay.
AV?
So we decided that first, as I said, be with a solution that it's low speed in managed area, and also that we will provide a full solution, meaning that the customer will not need to do any integration. We are not looking for integration with other vendors. Today, all the I would say the market of autonomous vehicles is that there are people who are building sensors, there are people who are doing the software, and the integrator is actually the car vendors, Tesla or BMW or whoever, except maybe Waymo, which is a little bit different than that. But so we thought of doing a full solution, and because we are in managed area, closed area, we can provide also the fleet management for this site. So beside the vehicle itself, we have a fleet management, and the third part is the reservation. So the end user, the guest in the resort, the student in the campus, they will have some kind of application, and they'll be able to summon the car to the location where they are, and then set the destination where they want to go. So we have the full solution. And one more thing that I would like to emphasize is that because we are in managed area, what also helps us is that we pre-map the area. We don't go to anywhere that we don't know before. It's the area that we are operating in. We pre-map it, and we add a lot of safety features into the map, so it helps us with the service and the safety of the service right away. This is what helped us to come to a full solution working after a few years, and not like the others that need a lot of time in order to do that, because it's more complex what they do.
For sure.
Okay, so now if you would like me to dive more into what we have done into the vehicle, then I'll do that as well.
Yeah, why not? Let's hear it.
Okay, so we took an off-the-shelf golf cart, and it's not ours. We are cooperating with a golf cart vendor, and we did a change to the vehicle itself, what is called drive-by-wire. So a computer could monitor or control the steering, the brakes, and the pedal, the acceleration. And this was done on the vehicle itself. We selected all the sensors, where to put them, what type of sensors, and because we are going to a relatively low-cost vehicle, we also selected low-cost sensors, and it helps us that we drive slow and we don't need to look far, so the sensors are not very expensive as well. We decided from the beginning that we will have all the sensors. Unlike Tesla that have only cameras, or maybe others that restrict themselves, I don't know, for any reason, we decided for redundancy that we will have all the sensors. So we have lidars, we have radars, and we have cameras. And we cover 360 degrees, but in a very smart way that does not require many sensors and very expensive sensors. We also decided that for the most important lidar, which looks forward, where we always, most of the time, drive, we will go with the solid-state lidar, not a mechanical one, because we assume that it's more reliable, and with time, this will be the solution, because it will be improved. The technology will be improved, and I think that we also got a good. It was justified, and today more and more, I would say, solid state or semi-solid state are used. So we also defined the sensors, and we provided the full stack of the software for the autonomous drive. That's the part of the hardware. I can go more into what challenges we had, which are different from the others.
Yeah, we'll dive into those a little bit later. I just have some questions about specifically right now. I know we kind of spoke about where you guys have the vehicles. You have them at certain golf courses, but if someone wanted to go look at a Kart AV vehicle or a Kart AV golf cart, where can they find one? Where do you guys have these golf carts around the world? I know you guys are globally, but whereabouts in the United States, whereabouts in Europe, just so if people wanted to see one in real life, they could actually feel it out.
Okay, so we operate today in the US and in Israel, where the R&D is done. In US, we have been. You can find us today in a gated community named Epperson. It's in Florida, near Tampa. We are in Seattle Airport, which is a totally different environment than what we have started before, because it's an indoor solution. And we are in a golf driving range where we hooked a ball picker into the golf cart, and it's collect balls in a driving range in somewhere in Chicago area.
That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, that saves a lot of time. Instead of someone driving out there picking them up, have the AV do it. It's going to save a lot more time for someone that could be doing something a little bit more manageable within the golf course and the driving range. Looking towards attitude, client attitude, customer attitude, towards autonomous vehicles, especially the low speed solution that you guys are in. Have you seen that change since 2020, since you guys did your original research and development? Or people have kind of opened up their eyes a little bit and enjoy seeing that we're getting some autonomous vehicles out there, even low speed, just to make everything a little bit more convenient?
I think that there are people who would like always to try, and there are people who that they are afraid from trying anything new. They are on the edges. Most of the people, if they will feel that it's safe, they will try. And we need to distinguish between people on board, I mean on premise, on the vehicle itself, and the people surrounding, because you can see people amazed to see a vehicle without a driver. And because it's a golf cart and it's open, everybody from the outside can see that there is no one in the driver's seat. Yeah. So I think that it helps us that the Tesla is all the time now Waymo also promoting the because people are more aware to the fact that there are autonomous vehicles. Many would like to try it, and because we are again driving slow, they feel safe. They feel safer, and we are aiming also more to elderly people and people with disabilities, and for them driving slow is even more important than youngers or people in their 20s and 30s. So we see very good. I can even yesterday I got from Seattle Airport that more than 90% felt safe. I mean, they have questionnaires to the people who are using it, so it's they feel very safe.
That's good. No, that's especially driving lower speed, and you guys having sensors all over, having all three different types. It's going to keep you a lot safer, because if the camera doesn't pick it up, you're going to have your lidar to pick it up or your radar to pick it up. So just keeping everyone just a little bit more safe at the end of the day. And speaking of safety, is there any regulations for low-speed vehicles, even in gated communities? Is there any regulations that you guys need to follow to make sure that your golf carts are following the certifications?
Formally, in any private area in the U.S., there is no formal regulation. Okay. Usually, the owner of the place, he's setting the regulations. Of course, we are obeying all the stop signs, and if there is crossroad, then we need to yield to the pedestrians. But we are safer than the regulations in terms of we put we reduce speed whenever we feel that it's the right way in this specific spot. We stops in places that usually others may even only slow, but we are stopping. So I think that we don't have to meet any regulations, but we meet the standard regulations of others. What we don't need to do, and it's in many cases in most of the countries required, not in the US yet, is we don't need to have like remote operator that all the time looks. We do have it, some of it, we call it remote assistant in our site management, but we don't need somebody else all the time monitor the autonomous drive, because otherwise you don't save anything. If there is somebody looking all the time, 100% of the time on the vehicle, it's like a driver.
Yeah.
That's in terms of regulation.
Okay, amazing. Now, I just had a question come to me. I'm assuming the golf carts are electric, right?
Yes.
Does it know when it has to go to the charger and get charged, or how does it get charged that way?
Okay, we monitor the level of the battery in the vehicle. We selected a lithium battery that lasts about 50 miles between charges, and whenever and what we do is that we study the behavior of the people in the site that we are operating in. So we know when the peak times are. So we would like to have maximum vehicles available at the peak times. So if we feel that at times that there is no need for some of the vehicles, we send them for charging. How we do that? We send the vehicle to the location of the charging. We send an SMS to the operator. He needs to hook it to the or connect it to the power. And when we know that we need to put it back into service, we send another SMS. Please put the vehicle back into service, and that's how we control the maximum availability of the vehicles in terms of power.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was like, yeah, how's it going to charge itself? So, with
in the future, sorry to interrupt you, Korson. In the future, we plan to have like wireless charging. Then we'll be able to do that autonomously without a need for a human in the loop.
Perfect. Yeah, kind of like your lawnmower robot or your vacuum robot that kind of just goes back into its charging dock when it needs to. Cool. That's amazing. And are you guys going to be making or getting the manufacturer to make even bigger golf carts? Because right now you guys have the 2-seated golf cart. Are you guys going to make those bigger so you can bring more people with you, or are you guys just going to stick to the two, like the double the double bench seat?
No, we have today actually 6-seaters.
Oh, do you?
Okay, it's 4 forward and 2 backward.
Okay.
And we have also the 4-seater, 2 and 2, but we saw that it's small enough, too small. So we stay with the 6. It's good enough because our philosophy, I didn't say that in the beginning, was for on-demand service, not a shuttle. We do have a shuttle as well, but we believe that in this managed area, most of the people want it for themselves, like they rent a car. And then it's not more than a regular family, 4 people, 5 people, and that's 6-seaters is good enough.
For sure, yeah. Now, with something like the airport, like you said earlier, it is somewhere that's really, really busy. There's a lot more people. It's kind of always crazy. It's always go, go, go. How has it been doing with the big crowded hallways within a airport? Sorry.
Okay, so again, from the beginning, we thought that we would like to what we call always on, always go, always forward, even if it's a lower speed, but not stop all the time, because this was the experience at the beginning with the autonomous vehicles, that when they saw a pedestrian, I don't know, 100 feet away, they stopped. Yeah. Because we are driving within pedestrian, we thought that we have to all the time continue, even if it's a lower speed. The experience that we have today with the Seattle airport, that they want it to be lower speed. It's not that they even ask us to be. Why? Because again, it's safer, and because they carry mainly the older people, the disabled people. Then for them, it's perfect. It's they don't want to be higher speed, and it even if it takes 1 more minute, 2 more minutes, that's fine with them.
It's still faster than walking at the end of the day.
Yeah, and even if it's not, by the way, they cannot walk. Some of them. Yeah. I mean, it's too busy for them. It's too problematic. They have luggage, and they want somebody to carry them.
Yeah, no, I totally hear you. Airports can be crazy, especially for the older generation as well.
We do see that. We do see that. It says we travel in the airport between the train station and the terminal. When a train station comes, it's very crowded, but we still manage to go.
Good, that's awesome.
By the way, something it's important. It's something that I think that we are the only one that is doing that. We have a speaker on the vehicle because we drive slow. We can speak to the and we ask people, please move aside, please be careful.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
That's funny. I couldn't imagine driving or walking in an airport, right? And you can hear the golf cart kind of slowly creeping up, and then it just says, "Excuse me," to your left, and then slowly drives. Yeah, that's just funny. I can't wait to see one. What other shifts in the industry are you seeing? What are some of the other major shifts that you're seeing within the industry?
I think that many companies like May Mobility, they realize that going slower is and being in managed area. They do, by the way, they do drive in public roads, but still slow and in some restricted areas. This is a trend that we saw that many follows because the life they force them to do that. Others, like Waymo, they are going city by city and making trials and getting the license to work them, but still to cover the whole U.S., it will take the maybe 10 more years from now.
Definitely.
I think that one more thing that we see a demand is the last mile in an urban area. Let's say that you are living in a community and there is a public transportation that comes to a station. Still, there is a need for these 1,000 feet, whatever it is, to go, and autonomous vehicle, again slow, could be there. Like you have the bicycle lanes. In many places, there is already golf cart lanes, and this could be another trend that will take place. And in many city centers, when there is a restrictions on private cars, especially in Europe, but it's going to come to the U.S. As well. People are told, you can walk, you can drive bicycles, you can drive scooters, but not everybody can drive bicycles and scooters, and it's more it's less safer. It's two wheels drive, and there are many accidents anywhere. In Paris, for instance, they banned the use of public scooters, electric scooters, of course. So these are the trends that we do see right now.
Okay. Looking ahead on the journey of CART AV, what are some of those key milestones or ambitions for the next few years? Like, how does CART AV define success, and what does that look like to you guys?
Okay, so for us, we would like to expand, of course, in the US to as many sites as we can. It's a long process of sales, because when you come to a location, you need to do the mapping. You have to have some kind of POC, so it takes time. I think that after a few places, not maybe 5 or 10, but like 20, 30, people will be more willing to go faster to use the service. We would like to go, today we are with the open golf cart, so we would like to go with another vendor of vehicle that we would like to cooperate and go with a closed one in a more, I would say, coldest environments in the north of the US and some places in Europe. And as I said, we would like to go to the urban last mile. This is maybe many people call it smart city, but this is where we think there will be a need for our solution. And we go a little bit more faster.
Yeah, and that'll come, right, with the technology upgrade. Once you guys kind of have that data stored within the vehicles, you guys can use that for future builds and future technology that you guys will be putting into these vehicles, just to help them know exactly this is a human, this isn't a human type thing, and help that computer navigate that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you as an example. We are driving in a park, and in the park, in many parks, by the way, and in the park you see a lot of mothers going with the trolley of the baby. Nobody trained the systems on mother with the trolley. It's something that we saw, because usually either they are in a crossroad or going on the side. They are not going with you. So we had to train them. We're training ducks and pigeons because this is what there is in the places that we drive. One more thing that we are collecting data on the site itself, so we can provide the owner with information that they didn't have before. How many people goes where and when? What is most popular location in a resort that people are looking for, and things like that we collect automatically, and we can provide it to the owner.
Okay. Now, when the owner when you guys come in and set the vehicle up, you guys have your software to kind of say, okay, this is where I want to go, this is where I am, this is where I want to get dropped off. You mind picking me up and dropping me off? Through the app, do people have to pay for the services, or is it always totally free?
That depends on the site itself. We do have places that they provide it for free, like the park or the airport. And I spoke today with a customer, not today, a few days ago, and what's important was for him how he makes money out of the service. I mean, he's from a resort and say, I want to rent the service to people, so and we could provide him with all the support so he can do the transaction either by prepaid or by number of feet, miles that he drove, any type of KPI that we can charge the people.
Mm-hmm. No, that's amazing. Now, going back to that success, those goals, those milestones of reaching more companies in the United States, kind of expanding and growing, maybe getting an enclosed golf cart as well. What are some of the biggest challenges with doing that, with growing the company, with expanding, with reaching these new companies?
Okay, so I think it's more psychological issue. So in many places, some of the operator of the service, there are places that already have transportation service with drivers. Mm-hmm. They know the challenge of managing the drivers and they want to replace. But some people say, what works, I don't replace. Yeah. I think this is the most challenging issue that we have today. People, what they know, and some of them afraid. There are, of course, people that are more innovative. I think, again, with time, when it will be more spread around, people will be willing more to try. But this is currently, we get requests every day. We get requests from people that wants that. In terms of cost, we are very competitive. It's no brainer. The ROI is immediately, and but the psychological issue on doing that is, and you need some champion or a manager that push that. I think this will happen, but we are going there. I mean, it's happening.
Perfect. That's amazing. Yeah, it's definitely an education factor because it's newer, right? Like Waymo is a little bit newer, autonomous vehicles in general newer, so people don't know really what to think. They're like, do I like it? Don't I like it? But eventually that's what it's all going to be like, right? And we're not going to be able to have an opinion because we're going to be pushing more AV. So looking back on your journey through the past 50 years of working in technology, now working with autonomous vehicles, what are some of the most important lessons that you've learned through your journey?
I in all my career, I tried to do things which were very challenging. Otherwise, you cannot be the leader. And especially for us being far from the market, then when you start something, then you have to be innovative and take a bigger challenge. And you get many no's on the way. People that say, no, it doesn't work, I don't want. And so I think that we have to be persistent and believe in what we do and continue as much as possible. Not always there is a success, but I think that we have proven that there is a need and we can do it technically. Now it's how we make it works and a bit more scale. And I think that I've learned that I should believe, I should be focused, and try my best.
For sure. No, that's some of the great advice, right? If you can believe in yourself, believe in the process that you're putting down, believe in the goal that you want to hit, and just keep taking the actions every single day to reach that success, you're going to be there at some point. Or you're going to look back on the journey and realize how far you've come and how close you are to that success.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great advice. So, Eli, thanks so much for coming on. I love hearing about Card AV and what you guys are doing, especially because it is something new that we're hearing more and more about every single day. And you don't really hear much about the slower speed autonomous vehicles, where I do agree with you, that's where it should start. You're going to get that data, you're going to get that baseline technology and what works and what doesn't, until you guys can really move forward and create a vehicle, because I think that's coming very soon. Within the next 5 years, we're going to see a lot more autonomous vehicles. So you guys are ahead of the game. I love what you guys are doing, and I appreciate you speaking about it on the podcast.
Thank you very much, Korson. It was a pleasure for me speaking here. And thanks again for letting me show Cartiv.
No worries.